Welcome back to the podcast de Philippe. Today we're diving into AI, specifically a recent development that could really shake things up.
Oh, yeah.
Researchers at UC Berkeley have recreated a sophisticated AI system.
Yeah.
But here's the kicker.
Okay.
They did it on a budget of only $30.
Wow. That's impressive, especially when you consider companies like OpenAI are spending billions on AI development.
It really makes you wonder if bigger is always better.
Right?
Right. It challenges a lot of the assumptions we have in the field.
So how did they manage to pull this off?
Well, a big part of it comes down to their approach to language models and reinforcement learning.
Ah, I see.
The Berkeley team used a language model with only 3 billion parameters.
3 billion.
Yeah, compare that to something like OpenAI's GPT-4, which has over 1 trillion parameters.
It's a huge difference.
Parameters are basically the building blocks of an AI model.
Yeah.
They allow it to process and understand information.
So more parameters would generally mean a more complex and capable AI. That's the traditional thinking. But Berkeley's showing us that you don't necessarily need a massive model to get impressive results.
So they focused on efficiency then.
Exactly. They focused on efficiency and teaching their AI to learn from its mistakes.
Okay, so how do they teach it?
Well, this is where the reinforcement learning comes in.
Okay.
They trained their AI on a game.
A game.
Yeah, a numerical puzzle game called Countdown.
I've heard of that one.
At first, the AI wasn't very good, but through trial and error, it learned to analyze its own performance.
Fascinating. So it was identifying its own mistakes and improving its strategy.
Exactly. That's the beauty of reinforcement learning.
It's pretty amazing to see how AI can learn and adapt like that.
And then there's the cost-effectiveness of Berkeley's AI. They named it GPT.
GPT, okay.
AI models process information in chunks called tokens.
Right, like words or parts of words.
Yeah, OpenAI charges around $15 to process 1 million tokens.
Okay.
DeepSeek, another AI, charges 55 cents for the same amount.
Got it. And how about GPT?
GPT, well, the entire training process cost only $30.
$30 for the whole thing.
That's right.
That's a game changer.
Yeah.
It makes you think about all the researchers and developers who might not have the resources of a big tech company.
Absolutely. This could open up the field of AI to a much wider group of people.
Now let's talk a bit about the technical side. How did they train this AI?
Well, instead of using massive data sets of images or text, they did something different. They trained G.PT on a collection of 23 million neural network checkpoints.
Neural network checkpoints.
Think of them like snapshots of other AIs in action, capturing their knowledge and experience.
So they used the learning from other AIs.
Right. They gathered these checkpoints from over 100,000 different training runs, covering things like image classification and problem-solving games.
Clever. So GPT is learning from a vast amount of pre-existing knowledge.
Exactly, without needing all that traditional training data.
They also designed GPT to minimize what's called domain-specific inductive biases, right?
Yeah. Essentially, they wanted to create an AI that wasn't limited to a specific type of data or task.
I see. So it's more versatile and adaptable.
Exactly. They achieved this by using a generic transformer model architecture, which is known for its flexibility.
Okay.
This means GPT can be trained on different types of data, perform various tasks, and even work with different neural network architectures.
That's pretty remarkable. And speaking of different architectures.
Yes. They incorporated 2 main types of neural networks into their AI.
Which are?
Convolutional neural networks, or CNNs, and multilayer perceptrons, or MLPs.
Okay, let's break those down.
Sure. CNNs are really good at analyzing images. They have this unique ability to extract features from images, starting with basic elements like edges, and gradually building up to more complex features, like shapes or even entire objects.
So they're kind of like the eyes of the AI?
You could say that. And then you have MLPs, which are a bit simpler. They take in data, process it through multiple layers, and then produce a result.
And what are those used for?
They're often used for tasks like classification or prediction.
So those are some of the key components of GPT.
They are. And what's really impressive is that GPT can actually optimize for non-differentiable metrics.
What does that mean?
Well, things like classification errors or feedback from the reinforcement learning process. Traditional optimizers struggle with this.
So that makes GPT even more capable.
Exactly. Now, we haven't talked about the parameter sweet spot that the Berkeley team found.
Oh, right. Remember how GPT started with 500 million parameters and eventually reached 3 billion?
Yes. Well, as they increased the number of parameters, they noticed this big jump in the AI's efficiency and accuracy. right around that 3 billion mark.
Almost like it suddenly unlocked a new level of understanding.
Exactly. It was as if the AI could suddenly learn from its mistakes and critically evaluate its own work.
Interesting. It makes you wonder if there's a point of diminishing returns when it comes to the size of these AI models.
You know, maybe just adding more and more parameters isn't always the best approach.
Maybe there's a sweet spot where efficiency and accuracy are optimized.
And remember, they were trying to replicate DeepSeek R1, which has a whopping 671 billion parameters.
Yeah.
GPT is significantly smaller, but managed to achieve comparable learning capabilities.
So size isn't everything.
It seems that way. Berkeley's work suggests that focusing on efficiency and smart learning mechanisms might be a better way forward.
It's a fascinating insight that really challenges the way we think about AI development.
Absolutely. And before we move on to the broader implications of this discovery, I want to touch on one crucial aspect:
What's that?
the potential impact on accessibility.
Right. The fact that they were able to achieve these results with only $30 is huge.
It is. This breakthrough could open up the field to so many more people.
Researchers, developers, organizations who couldn't previously afford to be a part of cutting-edge AI research.
Exactly. This could lead to a surge in innovation as more people gain access to the tools and resources they need.
It's exciting to think about all the possibilities. But before we delve further, let's remind our listeners to like this video and subscribe to Le Podcast de Philippe on YouTube for more deep dives into fascinating topics.
We'll be back shortly with part 2, where we'll explore the potential impact of Berkeley's affordable AI on various industries and discuss what this breakthrough could mean for the average person.
Until then, keep questioning, keep learning, and keep exploring.
We'll see you soon. Welcome back to Le Podcast de Philippe. Before the break, we were talking about how researchers at UC Berkeley developed a powerful AI on a shoestring budget.
Yeah, it really challenges the way things are usually done.
Absolutely. And now I think it's time to explore how this breakthrough could impact different industries.
It's fascinating to think about the possibilities. You know, we always hear about AI being used in healthcare,
Right.
but the cost can be a major obstacle.
Exactly. Imagine if smaller healthcare providers could access AI tools to help with early disease detection or personalized treatment.
That would be a game changer, especially in areas where people don't have easy access to specialists.
Absolutely. It could really revolutionize patient care.
And what about education?
Oh, yeah. AI-powered tutoring systems could become much more affordable.
That would be amazing, giving students personalized learning experiences that adapt to their needs.
Right. It could be a huge help for students who struggle in traditional classrooms, or for those who just don't have access to good tutoring.
And it could free up teachers to focus on other things.
Exactly. They could provide more individualized support and guidance.
It's really about democratizing this technology.
It is. And we can't forget about the potential benefits for businesses, too.
Right. AI can automate tasks, streamline operations, and provide valuable insights from data.
And if we make AI more affordable, smaller businesses could really benefit.
They could compete more effectively and drive innovation.
Exactly. We've talked about healthcare education businesses, but the applications go far beyond that.
Absolutely. What about areas like climate science?
Oh, yeah. AI is already being used to analyze massive data sets and model complex climate systems.
More affordable AI could really accelerate that research.
It could help us develop more effective strategies for dealing with climate change.
It's exciting to think about. But like with any powerful technology, there are also risks.
Of course. We need to be mindful of the ethical considerations.
Right. We need to make sure these systems are developed and deployed responsibly.
Transparency, fairness, accountability. These need to be our guiding principles.
One of the biggest concerns is bias in AI algorithms.
Absolutely. That can perpetuate and even amplify existing inequalities.
We need to find ways to detect and mitigate bias.
We need to make sure AI systems are fair and equitable for everyone.
And then there's the impact on employment.
Right. As AI automates more tasks, we need to be prepared for shifts in the job market.
We need to invest in education and training programs.
To help people adapt and thrive in an AI-driven economy.
So there are definitely challenges, but also incredible opportunities.
It's up to us to shape how this technology develops.
To make sure it's used for good and that everyone benefits.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What do you think are the most crucial steps to ensure responsible use of AI?
Well, I think open collaboration and knowledge sharing are key.
I agree. Initiatives like Berkeley's show us that groundbreaking research doesn't always require massive resources.
It breaks down barriers and allows more people to contribute.
Exactly. And a more diverse group of developers will lead to more innovative and ethical solutions.
I couldn't agree more. We also need to prioritize research on AI safety and ethics
Absolutely. We need to find ways to keep AI aligned with human values.
to make sure we can control and govern these systems as they become more sophisticated.
The key takeaway here is that the future of AI is not set in stone.
It's a path that we're all creating together.
Through the choices we make, the innovations we pursue, and the conversations we have.
It's a complex issue,
It is.
but it's one that deserves our full attention.
Because the decisions we make today will shape how AI impacts our world for years to come.
And it's changing so rapidly. It's important to stay informed and engaged in these discussions.
I think Berkeley's work is a really powerful example. It shows that innovation can come from anywhere.
Not just big tech companies with tons of money.
Exactly. It challenges that whole idea.
This breakthrough could really shift the balance of power.
Give smaller organizations and researchers a chance to make a real impact.
And that diversity of perspectives is so important.
It is, if we want to make sure AI benefits everyone.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive into the world of affordable AI. But before we wrap up, I want to leave our listeners with one final thought.
Okay.
The future of AI isn't something that's already decided. It's a path that we're all creating together.
With every choice we make.
Every innovation we pursue.
And every conversation we have about the ethics of this technology.
It's a responsibility that we all share.
From the people developing these systems to the people using them every day.
We need to stay informed.
Keep having these discussions.
And prioritize responsible development.
If we do that, we can help ensure that AI is a force for good.
Helping us solve problems, improve lives, and create a better future.
A more equitable and sustainable future for everyone.
It's been a really thought-provoking conversation.
It has.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of affordable AI.
We hope it's given you some insights and sparked your curiosity.
As always, we encourage you to keep learning. Keep exploring this fascinating field.
And keep asking questions.
And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Le Podcast de Philippe on YouTube for more deep dives into the topics that are shaping our world.
Until next time.
Keep questioning, keep learning, and keep exploring.